Welcome to today's video, guys. Today I'm going to talk you through how to build a V-taper. So what a lot of guys want is they want the upside down triangle look. So they look wide at the top, small at the waist. Now, one of the key muscle groups to achieve this look is your lat. So the biggest muscle in your back that runs from basically under your armpit to your hip. Now, this is a very important muscle, not just from aesthetically, but also from a performance point of view and a longevity point of view, because our lats, actually where they insert into our hips, create a lot of stability. So if you have knee issues and lower back issues, fixing and strengthening your lats will make a big difference. So when it comes to lats and developing, we always have three different areas of our lats. We have our upper lats, we have the middle of our lats, and our lower lats. Now, the specific area a lot of people tend to train a lot of is their upper lats, so almost our teres as well. So they do a lot of pull downs and they build muscle mass here, but they don't build it throughout the full extent of a lat. Now, what we're going to do in this video is we're going to show you a couple of exercises which are key, which will make a big difference in terms of actually how to train your lats and how to train them effectively to develop your lower lats and to develop a V-taper throughout the whole of your back. So exercise number one, cable row. This is a very popular exercise in the gym and this gets bastardized a lot. Now, one of the things we want to focus on when we're doing a cable row and we're trying to target our lats is we want to keep our elbows tucked in and we want to have a slight lean forwards. What you'll see is people tend to flare their elbows out wider, and what that actively does, when your elbow comes out and you're coming out wider, you can even see as soon as I lift my right arm out, my rear delt starts to lift up. So as soon as I come out here, my rear delt and my upper back becomes the main mover, whereas when I'm here, my lat is going to be pulling through there. So for the cable row variations, we want to try and keep our elbows tucked in and keep a slight lean forwards. The more we start to flare our elbows out, the more we're going to bring in our upper back. And if you were looking to try and train your rear delt, you would then come to the extent where you're going to bring our arm fully abducted, fully out to the side, and that's all going to be rear delt. So very important to look at the arm position. And then second to that, we'll be having a slight forward lean because we want to have a direct angle driving our elbow down to our hip. So one of the mistakes you see with people in a cable row and a lot of rows is they tend to go rock back and forwards, and want to try and keep your abs braced and keep you in that slight tilt forwards and then drive the elbow down into the hip and try and really squeeze there. A key thing to think about, which makes a big difference psychologically, is if you think, obviously you can't do it so much with if you're using a joint handle, a fixed handle, but if you're doing a single handle, it's trying to think about bringing your elbow actually around, almost behind your back, because one of the actions of the lat is actually to pull your elbow round and your humerus around your back. So if you're doing a single arm row, a great way to do that is literally think about bringing your arm back, your elbow back and around your torso to get the lat as short as possible. Another popular variation is the hammer strength row. And what a lot of people do with this, again, they take a high hand position. So they take the elbows up flared, or they use both arms at a time. What we want to think about as well is taking a muscle through a full range of motion. So an easy way to do this, which is one of my favorite exercises for developing your lats, is doing a single arm hammer strength row. But what you do is you step back from the machine. So if you're going to row with your right hand, you put your right foot forward into the machine and you put your left hand forward into the pad and stand back. And that allows you to pull through the full range of motion and actively pull down in towards your lat. And it has a nice resistance profile so that as you get weaker in the back position, where the muscle's fully short, you get stronger. And that's what you call matching an exercise to your strength profile of the muscle, because a muscle is weakest at fully lengthened and in a short position and strongest in the middle. And by standing back from the machine, what we're allowing to happen is the weight will drop off as we get into the shortened position at the end, so we can get the muscle as short as possible and fully contracted. Third exercise is a single arm row from like a kneeling position. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to have the cable high, and we're going to go high to low. And again, we're going through a similar, we are a hammer strength row. We're going through a really nice planar motion, and what we think about is almost like an arc, and our elbow coming back through in an arc, back towards our hip. And this is really going to target our lower lat nicely, and we've got a full range of motion, and you're going to have a really nice contraction from that because of the fact that cables have a consistent tension on them. Whereas if you're using something like a dumbbell row, which you can use all these same technique tips on, there's going to be a variance in terms of the load depending on where it is, because we're working against gravity. Whereas when you're using a cable, there's a consistent load and consistent tension, which is ideal for building muscle mass. So these are three killer exercises to help you build a V-taper in your back. If you need help with your fitness journey and transforming your physique, these are what we specialize in, is building programs specifically for you to help you build as much muscle mass as possible and perfectly balance out your physique. One of the key areas we do with this is we get clients to send us through videos of their current training techniques so I can pick holes in what they're doing to get more from what they're doing. Because one of the big mistakes people don't understand is, how's this a question for you? What if you put in the same amount of effort, but you got 50% more results? That's essentially what we do with clients in terms of teaching them actually how to optimize exercises for them and their bodies. If you want help with that, hit the link below the video. You can book in your free strategy call with myself and the CJ coaching team. Make sure you smash the like button, hit subscribe, and we'll see you next video.